The people who work at Games Workshop must be melting down behind the scenes because of all of the backlash they faced over the female custodies retcon and how gamers are no longer buying their BS. But now we found out the Games Workshop CFO has sold 2/3 of her shares amid the growing Warhammer boycotts. I have a few different things to show off, but before we get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, follow me on social media, and consider supporting through Patreon or through YouTube membership. So, of course, we do not know for certain what is going on behind the scenes at Games Workshop, but it's definitely not something positive, judging by the fact that they are facing massive boycotts now. This is a That Park Place article. It says Rachel Tung, the chief financial officer of Games Workshop, sold 2/3 of her stake in the company worth approximately $865,000 as hobbyists have begun canceling their Warhammer Plus subscriptions and have indicated they will boycott the company. Now, obviously, I do think that right now gamers are extremely upset over this situation, from the initial retcons to Games Workshop's response, well, their Twitter response. So there's that, but also the fact that they haven't really tried to make this situation any better. Customers value transparency, and that is not what we are getting. They are not coming out and saying anything else or trying to quell the worries of people. They have not in any way, shape, or form tried to restore confidence with consumers, and that is severely damaging their company right now. I obviously think the only way to truly make people happy would be to revert the changes, but we know they're not going to do that. It's already in the upcoming codex. They've decided to go in this direction, but they could at least try to make it appear like they're listening to our feedback and they actually care about what consumers have to say. It says the subscription cancellations and call to boycotts come after the company retconned their Adeptus Custodes army by adding in a female Adeptus Custode in its upcoming codex. Obviously, I've talked about this quite a few times at this point, and many other people have talked about it. There were never female custodies. It was only males. They were called the Brotherhood for a reason. Only males were chosen for this path. But they decided to not only have this massive retcon added to the codex, but also tried to gaslight fans by saying, oh, this has always been the case. The official Warhammer Twitter/X account said since the first 10,000 were created, there have always been female custodians, but we know with just a little bit of simple research that that is not the case, that there were only ever males. They had never referenced female custodies before, but instead of just being honest and saying, hey, this is a creative direction we've thought of for years and years that we've wanted to go in, they decided to try to gaslight fans, which of course is never going to go over well. Of course, there have been many people pointing out the fact that it was an all-male organization, most notably Mark Kern. He's shared so many screenshots from so many pieces of Warhammer content that specified the Brotherhood, these men never leave Earth, things like that. I mean, introduced in the Rogue Trader rules in 1987 as men is a very important piece of the puzzle. And he also shared excerpts from the 2017 and 2018 codexes that refer to them as the Brotherhood of Demigods. But amidst this controversy and ultimate boycott, the business desk has reported that Tung, the of course CFO, has reduced her stake in the Nottingham-based company by 2/3 after the shares sale at an average price of 94.83 per share. Now, of course, not only does this sale come amid a boycott, but it comes only just a few months after it was revealed in the company's half-year report that she had resigned from the company. In January 2024, she announced her resignation, although she is staying with the company until January 2025, but it definitely seems like she decided months ago to announce her resignation, and sure, Uh, Obviously, she might have left for other opportunities or personal reasons, but just like with Cynthia Williams at Wizards of the Coast, she probably saw the writing on the wall as far as the direction of the company was going financially and started her exit back in January. And when this announcement was made, it probably accelerated her plan and she cashed out 2/3 of her stake. And even if we put aside the female Adeptus Custodi retcon controversy for a minute, Games Workshop has been facing major issues. Like with 3D printing, it is a huge problem for Games Workshop's bottom line. And yeah, people can question, is it any different than people printing out a Magic or a Pokemon card from the internet and putting it in a sleeve? Because yes, it is. The price of a pack of Magic or Pokemon is significantly less money than any models that Games Workshop sells. People don't generally impulse buy Warhammer models because of the price, but with collectible card games, yeah, a pack is generally $4 to $5, but they get bought by kids and impulse buyers all the time, so the counterfeit market doesn't really affect it as much as the models market. And Games Workshop has never been cheap, but it has been getting increasingly more and more expensive. So they've faced a bunch of problems and a bunch of controversies over the years, and I really don't see that changing for them anytime soon. And if we take just a quick peek at the stocks, it's not been going well for them. Of course, we saw a massive decline last week, and it had gone up a little bit since then, but it actually, over the past 2 days, has been going back down, and it doesn't appear that it is going to, go back up. It's not like it was just a small dip. That's definitely not the case. It's almost down to what it dropped to last week. So obviously, Games Workshop, at the end of the day, is most concerned about making money. And if people are boycotting them, not buying models, not buying codexes, and they are canceling their Warhammer Plus subscriptions, they are in for a bad time. And it appears that many people on social media have talked about how they are no longer going to be supporting Games Workshop, and how they are not going to be buying any new products from them anytime soon. So right now they are facing a whirlwind of problems, and most notably currently is the CFO selling 2/3 of her shares amid the growing Warhammer boycotts. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.